It's the penultimate week of Athletes Unlimited, and it's deja vu all over again as we have the same four captains in the same order for the first time in AU history. Deja Mulipola tops the leaderboard, but only 52 points separate the top four coming into the weekend. Buckle up as we continue the ride. Oh yeah, we're back at it here in Rosemont, Illinois, Parkway Bank Sports Complex on a Friday night. There are smiles everywhere, and why not? We've got a good one coming your way, actually two. We've got a doubleheader once again, and we're talking about the best of the best, the Geico leaderboard heading into this weekend. You've got some really big names in the top 10, and everyone is so close and jumbled together. Athletes Unlimited Softball now in its third championship season, 60 of the best athletes in the world being judged on that innovative scoring system. You get points for doing basically anything productive on the softball field, and folks, points matter. The top four leaders are captains, and at the end of the season, you're paid on where you finish on that leaderboard. Glad to have you along for the ride with my partner, Madison Shipman. I am Eric Collins, and folks, it really doesn't get any better than this. We have 2 more weeks remaining. The leaderboard is all tight. It's going to be really interesting this weekend. That's exactly what we wanted. And I think the big question that we all had coming into this season was this going to be the season that a hitter was ultimately going to be crowned champion? And I think the fact that 2 weeks in a row now, all 4 captains have been hitters is a good sign that we could see a hitter crowned champion. Somebody who's used to being a team captain is Savannah Jaquish. Overall, she's been team captain 7 times, and she's somebody with top 10 finishes in the last 2 Athletes Unlimited seasons, but she came in on a mission to come out champion this year. Another player that's come out on a mission has been Haley McCleney, one of the best hitters in the entire world, and it's because of her ability to hit the ball to all fields. She can hit it opposite field, she can pull it down the line, she can run so fast down the base paths. She is truly an all-around triple threat batter coming from the left side, and she has come on really strong the past 2 weeks. Now, this is how everything is broken down. The most points you can win is by playing good softball and winning innings and winning a game. Your team wins the game. Every single person is a plus 10 on that roster. You also get points for anything you do with a bat in your hands. 10 points for a single, 20 for a double, 30 for a triple, 40 for a homer. You get points for stolen bases, laying down a sacrifice bunt, so on and so forth. And at the end of the game, people are voted MVPs. MVP 1 is 60 points, that's a whopper. MVP 2 is 40 points. MVP 3 is a plus 20. Third member of our crew, who is virtually everywhere in this ballpark, sometimes out of the ballpark, it's Key Michael. Key, where are you and what's going on?
I'm so good. I'm down here in the stands. I'm going to be searching for friends and family as per usual, and I already found my friend Molly, who was here at 3 p.m. to get signatures. Doing a good job already. Can't wait to catch some more. Stay tuned.
Key, thank you so much. I've met Molly before. She's from New Hampshire, and she's from just outside of Exeter, New Hampshire, and she's so excited to be here. She got your autograph, Madison Shipman.
We got to meet her before we walked into the stadium today, and now that I'm getting a glimpse of her and her parents, we actually flew into O'Hare at the same time yesterday, so that's the second time that I've seen Molly in 2 days.
All right, getting ready to play the first of what will be a doubleheader here in this ballpark. Let's take a look at Team McCleney and their defensive alignment. You got Amanda Lorenz, as per usual, out in left field. Haley McCleney, one of the best defensive center fielders ever. Shannon Rhodes is in right field. And infield of Fisher and Clifton, left side of the infield. A lot of veteran knowledge there with Leach and Gibson on the right side. And Sasha Palacios will be the catcher. She'll be catching Danielle O'Toole.
Danielle O'Toole, I think, is one of the most consistent pitchers that we've seen here at Athletes Unlimited. And talking to Haley McCleney before today's game, she said when she was drafting a pitcher, she wanted somebody that she knew when they put them out there that they could go at least 5 innings. And that's what you're going to get out of Danielle O'Toole because of her unique ability to throw that drop ball, curveball combination and that changeup that she can bust in there in any count. She's one of the pitchers here that has thrown a complete game. That's not something that we see very often here at Athletes Unlimited.
It's already been a great summer for Danielle O'Toole. Remember, she was the champion of the AUX season out in San Diego in the month of June. Team Jaquish, this is their 9. Morgan Zirkle leads things off. Bubba Nichols has been just outstanding so far through the first 3 weeks. The captain, Savannah Jaquish, should be protected by Taylor Edwards, Sierra Romero. Sis Bates hitting in the 6th spot. Courtney Gano, Rachel Garcia, and Megan Wiggins rounding out the 9. Looking at that starting 9, you've got 2 of the top 6 players on the leaderboard. Bubba Nichols is 6th, Savannah Jaquish is 3rd.
I think you pointed it out too. I think the most important spot in that lineup has got to be Taylor Edwards, because she is put in that 4 spot to protect Savannah Jaquish, because you know some of these pitchers are going up there to try to pitch around her, but when you have somebody like Taylor Edwards that's swinging the bat as hot as she is, it forces you to have to pitch to Savannah.
First pitch of our weekend, breaking ball, called strike 1. The most consistent performer in the history of Athletes Unlimited softball, Morgan Zirkle. Currently 16th on the leaderboard. That is a foul ball. 0-2 to Zirkle. Here in our first game, you got Craig Hyde calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. Scott Mayer is the first base umpire. Smokey Eats is down the third base line. On the ground to third, Fisher, out number 1.
Left fielder, number 48, Bubba Nichols.
Morgan Zirkle going to swing away here, just hits it straight to Sam Fisher, who is playing up the line a bit because you have to respect the speed that Morgan Zirkle has running down the first baseline, but fields that one with ease.
Here's Bubba Nichols. Second year for her. Athletes Unlimited swings at the first pitch and pops it up behind home plate. Palacios able to stagger and make the play. Oh, the wind made that an adventure.
Those types of fly balls are so difficult for catchers to catch just because of how much it's spinning, how much it's moving, and how difficult it is to find somebody to hit balls like that to practice it. Look at the way that she tracks it all the way down. Constant communication between her and Sam Fisher running in too. That was a fantastic play by Sashel Palacios.
That's a big out too. You want to make sure the bases are empty with the dangerous Savannah Jaquish coming to the plate. Jaquish on the year, .429 is the batting average. 3 homers, 12 runs batted in. And to show you how much she's respected, she's been walked 7 times.
She's just a batter that feels like they're in control of every single at-bat, every single time that she steps into the box, and she exudes confidence when she steps in there, especially on the pitches that she's taking. If she doesn't want to swing at it, she doesn't even flinch.
Good pitch by O'Toole. 1-2 to Jaquish. Savannah hadn't taken the bat off her shoulder yet. Steps out of the box to try and lock in. Jaquish, All-American at LSU. Now in her 3rd season with Athletes Unlimited, just like Danielle O'Toole, the pitcher facing her. 3-2.
It's a really good take right there. You can see the smile on Danielle O'Toole's face. It's a great pitch, but an even better take. A drop curve low in the zone. A good battle already by Jaquish.
First time she swings, lashes a foul off the third base dugout. Savannah Jaquish just reminds me of, remember Andrea Duran and how great she was?
Absolutely do.
Played pro ball a long time, Olympian, UCLA Bruin. Just hard to sneak anything past Andrea Duran and Savannah Jaquish.
Both aggressive hitters, but seem to have very long at-bats. A lot of foul balls, really working counts.
Hammered high and deep. Will it stay fair? It is a homer. Savannah Jaquish, another great at bat, and it's a 1-0 lead for Team Jaquish.
You could just sense in that at-bat with every swing, every foul ball, every pitch that she took, she was learning what she was seeing from Danielle O'Toole. Gets this curveball working its way back inside, but she gets her hands out in front. That is an absolute monster of a home run over that left field wall. She knew it as soon as it left her bat that that thing was leaving the yard.
So a 1-0 lead here in our first inning. Taylor Edwards flips that pitch foul and out of play. Edwards hitting .333 on her season, couple of homers. Just like Jaquish before her, this is now her third season with Athletes Unlimited. When it happened, we talked about how important that out was. When Palacios getting the foul ball from Bubba Nichols, that made it sure that it was only going to be a solo home run for Jaquish.
Yeah, especially with as well as Jaquish has been swinging the bat too. Like you said, you do not want to have anybody on base when she is up at the plate because of how consistent of a clip that she leaves the yard when she swings the bat. And it's because she gets deep into counts, because she's really working pitchers. She makes these pitchers throw every single one of their pitches.
Off-speed pitch, Edwards strikes out. But damage done, Team Jaquish. They take a 1-0 lead with one swing of the bat from the powerful Savannah Jaquish.
It's Jaquish doing Savannah Jaquish things, going yard in the first inning. This one going 291 feet. That is good for 40 points.
Welcome back, everyone. Rosemont, Illinois. Bottom of the first inning. Good start for Team Jaquish. They score a run off the home run from Savannah Jaquish. And now Team Jaquish is going to head out on defense. They will send Haley Wagner to the circle.
A couple of lefties battling in the circle today for these two teams. Haley Wagner is going to be a bit of a different look than what we see out of Danielle O'Toole, because she primarily likes to work her pitches with a bit more upspin. She's got a really good curveball, rise ball combination, but it's that changeup again, that off-speed pitch that she can throw in any count. These pitchers having off speeds is such a key to their success in this league because of how good these offenses are.
Haley Wagner will face this 9. Haley McCleney, the captain this week of Team McCleney, in the short conversation for the best all-around player in the world today. Aubrey Leach has had an astounding season. Amanda Loren, Shannon Rhodes, Sam Fisher, Mia Davidson, freshman rookie catcher from Mississippi State, Gibson, Clifton, and Palacios. Rounding out the 9, we highlight Shannon Rhodes. She had a day, a couple of homers on Sunday, closing out week 3. Here's McCleney. It's going to be a big week for Haley McCleney and Savannah Jaquish, Deja Mulipola, Amanda Chidester, all the captains. This is an opportunity to get some separation. We're running out of games. Chance to earn points.
And I still think ultimately for these athletes, they go into every single draft and every single game to win the game, because they know that if they get those win points, that's where they're really going to jump up that leaderboard. Of course, you can accumulate points with good individual performances, but ultimately these players, every single time they set foot onto this diamond, they are trying to win these ball games.
Wagner jumps ahead of McCleney, ball and 2 strikes.
Wagner working from ahead. Curveball just a bit outside, doesn't miss by much. Really good take by McCleney.
Ooh, that confused McCleney. Didn't think that ball was going to stay in the strike zone, and it's out number 1.
This is another curveball. She'll throw it outside to the lefties, but she's also going to throw it inside to the lefties as a backdoor curve. So when it comes in there, it looks like it's going to hit you, and at the last minute curves back into the strike zone. A good-looking pitch and a great start for Haley Wagner.
First ball swinging. This is Aubrey Leach, little blooper in left field. She keeps on keeping on. That's now her 11th hit of the season. Leach is getting ever so close to hitting 400. Defensively, Nichols, Zirkle, and Wiggins in the outfield, left to right. Jaquish and Bates left side of the infield. Sierra Romero, Rachel Garcia on the right side. And Taylor Edwards with a lot of experience catching Haley Wagner over the years. Back-to-back batters in this lineup with the same initials. You had Aubrey Leach. Now you got Amanda Lorenz. You can call me Al. Bunch of ALs.
The things you notice would have never crossed my mind when I write out a lineup sheet.
Amanda Lorenz, super patient. She's going to wait out Haley Wagner. Leach can run.
I was wondering if we were going to see Aubrey Leach try to steal here, but Sis Bates is playing really close over to second base, and we've already seen Taylor Edwards throw out a couple of runners throughout this Athletes Unlimited season.
There goes Leach, and she's going to make it without a throw. So that's a plus 10 for Aubrey Leach. She's had a plus 20 innings. She got the base hit, plus 10, now the steal, another plus 10.
I'm surprised. It really looks like she caught Taylor Edwards off guard, taking off on that one. I don't know if maybe because Amanda Lorenz is a left-handed batter, she didn't see Aubrey Leach taking off, but not even an attempt to throw down to second to get her out there.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Lorenz. Team McCleney, they need to score a run to avoid losing this inning. Team Jaquish with that run in the top of the first. Little number. Bates is going to have to hurry, and she makes the play. No one gets rid of the ball quicker than Sis Bates. 2 down.
Number 6, Shannon Rhodes.
Well, we talked about what a phenomenal job Shannon Rhodes did last weekend, and she's trying to carry some of that momentum into her at-bat today. Hit 2 home runs in the same game, 3 runs accumulated for a total of 268 points on Sunday last weekend. Somebody who seems to be swinging the bat really well right now, getting hot at the right time.
That shows you the respect she's getting, hitting in the number 4 spot in this lineup. When Haley McCleney says, "I want you to be my cleanup hitter," it carries a lot of weight.
And I feel like every week she's kind of just climbed up that draft board too, getting drafted earlier and earlier. And that speaks volumes to what she's done, of course, offensively, but defensively too. We've seen her make some fantastic diving plays out in the outfield.
Wagner now ahead of Rhodes. Ball and 2 strikes. Wagner struck out McCleney to begin this first inning. Leach on at third. Number foul. Shannon Rhodes currently 14th out of 60 players on the leaderboard. Hit hard, foul, just foul. Oh my. Probably by a foot.
She smoked that ball. That ball was on a line down the left field line. Let's see where this one lands. I thought for a second it had a chance of staying fair, and at the last minute just curved foul.
Oh my goodness, I said a foot. That's less than a foot.
Less than a foot, maybe an inch.
Three balls and 2 strikes to Rhodes. Should this inning continue, Haley Wagner would have to face Sam Fisher, who's on deck. Off-speed pitch, and Rhodes just stays alive.
Already several 3-2 counts that we've seen in this ball game too. These batters really making these pitchers work. Get the sense that they feel more familiar with these pitchers as the season goes on. They know what their pitches do. They know where they move, where they like to attack certain hitters. You can see them just fouling off pitch after pitch.
Again, a little number by Rhodes. It's got to be frustrating for Wagner. Can't seem to get anything past Rhodes right now.
It's always tough for these pitchers when you're throwing good pitches in there, but then you've got some fantastic batters that are making good swings or even check swings, just doing whatever they can to get rid of it and see another pitch in the at-bat.
Tenth pitch of the at-bat. Another number! Romero makes the play. Sierra Romero fields and fires, and the side is retired. It's an inning win for everyone on Team Jaquish. A +10. Coming up to the end of the season, folks, everyone wants to put their name into the book of Unlimited. Who will come away with medals? We've got 2 weeks to find out.
Who's your pick to click?
I don't know what that means.
Means like it's gonna click today and they're gonna go off today. That's mine's CC2. Mine's CC2. Everybody clap your hands. Hey. Everybody clap your hands. Say what?
I love you guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah. Let's ride.
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
gotta
ride.
catch 'em all, okay?
Let's
Yeah.
ride. Let's ride.
Amanda Lorenz wearing a microphone, and we're getting a chance to listen into her, and she's always great television. 1 pitch, 1 out. Sierra Romero is out number 1 here in our second inning. Daniel O'Toole take that every single day and twice on Sunday.
O'Toole's going out there just trying to be as quick and efficient as possible. That's the way you do it. 1 pitch, 1 out to Sierra Romero to start off this inning.
Second pitch of the inning is a called strike. This is Sis Bates. Sis is hitting in the number 6 spot. We've seen a lot of Sis over the last couple of years. Bottom part of the lineup, hitting 9, sometimes top of the lineup, 1 or 2. Hitting in the 6th hole. Does that change your thought process at all?
I don't think it changes Sis Bates' thought process at all. I'm trying to put myself in a coach perspective, a coach mindset, and think, why would I put her more in the middle of the lineup? And maybe it's to break up the lefties in the lineup. When you're going up against somebody like Danielle O'Toole, if you stack your lefties back to back to back, typically she's going to have the advantage in the pitching circle. So maybe you want to break them up by putting her in the 6th spot. Plus, she's another one of those lefties that can truly do it all up at the plate. She can swing away, she can bunt, she can slap, so that's why they put her there. But Danielle O'Toole working really well in the top of the second, being very efficient, moving the ball well through the zone. You can see where Sis Bates is standing, her toes right on that chalk line, but such good late break on that pitch. And that's good for strikeout number 1 for Danielle O'Toole.
Here's Courtney Gano. Gano, like Sis Bates, in front of her. Former Washington Husky. Gano played very well out in San Diego. AUX softball back in June. Gano played well, had a big power numbers. But the best of the best out in San Diego was Danielle O'Toole. She was the champion. And most everyone was so happy for her. One of the most beloved players here with Athletes Unlimited. And Danielle O'Toole only needs 7 pitches to get through the top of the second inning. Back in a moment. Bottom of the second inning, chance for Team McCleney to win an inning if they can score a run here. It'll be Sam Fisher leading things off, and she's swinging a hot bat right now.
Yeah, Sam Fisher hitting 2 home runs in the same game last weekend. That totaled for 3 RBI, 338 points. Doing a nice job of just keeping her barrel on those outside pitches, driving that one 248 feet opposite field. We know Sam Fisher had a fantastic AUX season, and she was looking to carry that momentum into this Athletes Unlimited championship season here in Rosemont.
Fisher beginning her weekend high up the leaderboard. She is 7th out of 60 players on the leaderboard. Haley Wagner delivers inside, ball 1. We always talk about being a good teammate, and I think it's pretty much a consensus that Sam Fisher is a great teammate. She leads all of Athletes Unlimited in win points. No one has more than her. So far through the first 3 weeks, 710 win points from winning innings and winning games. I don't think that's just her being a lucky charm. I think that the fact that she's got positive energy, she's obviously doing things productively with a bat in her hands to help win those innings and games, but those win points will get you up that leaderboard. You see Fisher's now 7th out of 60 on our Geico leaderboard.
I think somebody like Sam Fisher, too, she's been around the game for a long time, so she knows the scouting reports on these pitchers. She knows the scouting reports on a lot of these catchers, what they like to call. So that's the knowledge that she's trying to pass on to the rest of her teammates, and I guarantee that's a reason why her team always seems to be on the winning side of things.
She liked the count, took a big rip, just couldn't find it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A couple of Californians. Haley Wagner from Orange, California. Softly right side, another Californian. Sierra Romero throws to first, and that's the first out here in our bottom of the 2nd inning. Here's Mia Davidson, rookie from Mississippi State. Couple of homers, batting average of .238. She's been walked 7 times. Commands respect.
And she's somebody, too, who earns her walks up at the plate. She's not just going up there with the bat on her shoulder hoping that they put her on base, but she is fouling off pitches, really taking into account what these pitchers are wanting to throw to her, how they want to throw to her. Already in this at-bat, you're seeing Haley Wagner stay on the outside part of the plate. And a lot of these pitchers throughout this league have really challenged Mia Davidson hard and inside, but if you're going to throw it there, you better make sure that it is well off the plate, because she will make you pay.
Oh, man. Lashed into center field, but playing it perfectly is Morgan Zirkle. Nothing but a loud out. Line drive by Davidson results in the 2nd out here in our 2nd inning.
Might not be the result that Mia Davidson wants, but that's a quality at-bat. Watched a couple of pitches go by, got an off-speed pitch, hit it right on the money, but it just happened to go straight to Morgan Zirkle in center field.
All right, here's Danielle Gibson. Gibson was super solid a weekend ago. Finds herself 31st out of 60 players on the leaderboard. Batting average of .375, 6 hits and 16 at-bats with a homer, and 5 runs batted in. For those of you counting, there are 3 Danielles on Team McCleney. You got Danielle Gibson, Danielle O'Toole, and Danielle Watson.
Curveball outside for strike 2. Decide to go a little bit further away. That home run that Danielle Gibson hit was a line drive home run to right field off of Odyssey Alexander, and I think that ball never got more than about 8 feet off the air, but it got out in such a hurry. Hit it right on the money.
Heck of an inning for Haley Wagner. 1, 2, 3 inning, 5 in a row retired by Wagner. Absolutely nothing happens in the 2nd. It'll be a rollover 3rd. 20 points are on the line when we come back to Rosemont. Welcome back, everyone. Top of the 3rd inning, 1-0 lead for Team Jaquish over Team McCleney. This is our 4th week of Athletes Unlimited softball, and new teams every single week. These are the top 8 draft picks in the draft that was on Monday. Every draft is on Monday. It's always a fun thing to watch.
And I was curious how this week's draft was going to go, seeing as the captains this week are the exact same captains in the exact same order that we saw last week. Amanda Chidester picking Anissa Urtez, her fiance, her first pick, and Anissa has been fantastic offensively throughout this season. But then after that, that's where things change versus last week, because then it was Rachel Garcia that was picked up next and Danielle O'Toole, whereas the week prior, things were flip-flopped. So you can tell that right there, these hitters are wanting to go after the pitchers in the first couple of rounds. And I always try to put myself into that position. Who would I want to draft first if I were a team captain? It would 1,000% be the pitcher that I did not want to face.
Yeah.
The pitcher I did not want to hit against would immediately be on my team.
I love that strategy. Makes a ton of sense. All right, Rachel Garcia, Megan Wiggins, and then the top of the order, Morgan Zirkle. Danielle O'Toole has been mesmerizing. The only fly in the ointment was with 2 outs in the first inning when she gave up that home run to Savannah Jaquish on a 3-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch, a beauty! Danielle O'Toole, 3 strikeouts. Here are the first 8 batters into the ball game.
This changeup out of her hand is a thing of beauty because not only is it dropping down in velocity, but look at the movement too. I guarantee Rachel Garcia thought that that was going to be a pitch, that was going to be a ball outside, but it curves down and inside over into that strike zone. It's a good looking pitch out of the hand of O'Toole.
Here's the veteran Megan Wiggins. Little check swing, 3-hopper to the third baseman Fisher, and it's another quick out. Look at that pitch total. Danielle O'Toole has needed 28 pitches to get through the first 9 batters. Just a whisker over 3 pitches per batter faced. Here's Morgan Zirkle, best to ever come out of Milton, West Virginia. Zirkle bounced out to third her first time up. This inning is worth 20 points. Danielle O'Toole has announced that this will be it, retiring at the end of this championship season. What a career it has been. College player, Arizona, international player, playing last year in the Olympics for the Mexican national team. She's been in every season here with Athletes Unlimited. 2-out base hit for Morgan Zirkle, plus 10 for Zirkle.
Really great piece of hitting by Zirkle there. 2-1 count, off-speed pitch. Low and away. Look at the way she goes down and gets this. And you might look at this swing and think, oh, she didn't even finish her swing. But I think because it was so far outside, she just let her barrel carry it out towards center field. Sometimes as a batter, if you try to finish your swing too quickly, that's when you're going to pull off the pitch.
One thing I noticed about Zirkle all these years is people always say, you know, watch the ball, watch the ball. I think that what they want to say is keep your head still. Because Zirkle, it's amazing. She's not just watching the ball. Her head is still, no matter where her swing is, no matter where the pitch is.
And I'd imagine her training as a slapper, too, has helped with trying to keep her head still. Because if you think already you're moving through the box, you want to try to minimize the movement of your eyes specifically. The more your eyes move, the less you're going to be able to see the pitch coming in there.
Yeah, I think one of the best things about Athletes Unlimited is the world gets a chance to see players like Morgan Zirkle compete at this level. Maybe you didn't get a chance to see her when she was at Marshall as an All-American, but now on the biggest stage here, showing you that she is nails. Here's Bubba Nichols. A little bit high to Bubba. Nichols first time up, pop to the catcher Palacios. Good block by Palacios. Keeps Zirkle at first base. Runner will be off with a pitch. There goes Zirkle off the end of the bat. We'll do it again. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No reason to stay at first. Zirkle will run and get a head start. If there's a gapper, she should be able to score.
I think that's O'Toole just confirming that the count is full, making sure she's got the right count. Everybody's on the same page out there. It's important for the battery to be on the same page.
Fouled back to the screen. Zirkle didn't get a great head start off of first.
Hey, you think here, 3-2 count, 2 outs. With as much speed as she has, if that ball finds grass anywhere, she's going to look to, of course, take 3, but even possibly go first to home.
Hit in the air, center field. McCleney makes the play on the warning track. Maybe some paint chips on her shoulder. Nichols gave it a ride, but to the deepest part of the ballpark. Bottom of the third when we come back to Rosemont. That's big inning. This is a 20-point inning. Should Team McCleney scratch just 1 run, they would all get 20 points, every single player on their roster. Hey fans, it's time to earn points for watching. If you're an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app to earn points and move up the leaderboard. It's AUSB10SS. Trying to help you out. To get the app downloaded today for free and get access to great AU content and experiences all season long. Haley Wagner, she's been the truth. 2 shutout innings for Wagner. She'll face Kaylee Clifton, Sasha Palacios, and Haley McCleney here in the third. Before last inning, we listened into a conversation Amanda Lorenz was having with Team McCleney. And Amanda said, "Who's your pick to click?" And she said, "Mine is Cece," which is Kaylee Clifton. So we'll see if Amanda Lorenz was on the money. Hit hard, but foul. Well, she looks hitterish right now.
Yeah, I would definitely say so after that swing. And Amanda Lorenz is not alone in feeling that Kaylee Clifton's going to have a big weekend, because I talked to Haley McCleney, and she said that she thinks that Clifton's going to have a big weekend because of what she's been doing in previous weeks and her quality at bats, but also what she's been doing in practice. Seems like Team McCleney has a really good feeling about Kaylee Clifton this weekend.
Now, Kaylee Clifton should feel at home right now. She's playing here in Rosemont in the colors that she used to wear as a pro player on this field. She played for the Chicago Bandits, National Pro Fast Pitch, and their colors, orange and black. So now with Team McCleney, she is wearing familiar colors in a familiar ballpark. Swings and misses on that pitch. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wagner has struck out a pair in the first 2 innings. Called strike 3. 3 strikeouts, first 8 batters for Haley Wagner.
Really like this location for this curveball. You can see how it starts in that left-handed batter's box and then just curves barely into that strike zone outside. It's a really tough pitch for these right-handed hitters to get good barrel on.
Here's Sasha Palacios. Palacios, .313 batter. Looking for a first homer. 3 runs batted in. Off the end of the bat, popper. And the rarest of the rare, a pitcher makes the catch on a pop-up. 2 down.
Hey Eric, pitchers are athletes too. I'm gonna stick up for all the pitchers out there, especially the ones in this league. They do a phenomenal job of fielding the ball. Typically though, as a pitcher, when you hear your third baseman calling it, you typically get out of the way, but Wagner says, no, Savannah, this one's mine, I got it.
Madison, when you played pro ball, when you were an All-American in the SEC at Tennessee, if your pitcher caught a pop-up, wouldn't you get yelled at? Isn't that kind of the thing? That you just...
Yes, I would have definitely gotten yelled at, so that probably would have been one of the many reasons why I would have been yelling at my pitchers to get out of the way to catch it. Although the pitchers that I played with collegiately would have happily ran out of the way to let one of us catch the ball. So.
Shade, I love it. Off the glove of Wagner, it's going to be an infield base hit from McCleney. When you're hitting close to 500, you get that type of break. McCleney is aboard with 2 outs.
You can see that smirk on her face as she runs down the first baseline. Just so good on pitches away. Gets just enough of this to pull it past the glove of Haley Wagner up the middle. Always seems like McCleney puts the perfect swing on these pitches just to put them in play, force the defense to have to make a play.
Leach right back to Wagner. And the side is retired. We've got an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. A lot of fun here in Rosemont. 1-0 ball game. Team Jaquish with the lead. Welcome back, everyone. This is a 30-point inning. No score in the second or the third, so we have 2 rollover innings into this fourth. Whoever wins this inning will get 30 points, every single member of the team. All right, we're going to talk now to Amanda Lorenz. Hey, Amanda, how you doing out there in left field?
Hey, you guys. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I'm a little worried about that wind. It looks like it's really whipping. Is that just the flags, or is it really?
It's really not as bad as the flags are making it look, honestly.
Just the dramatic flags
Yeah.
out there. But Amanda,
Must be a wind tunnel right there. Maybe that's where I need to aim.
has there been any sort of game plan for you guys coming into week 4 to be able to come out with some wins this weekend?
Just have fun, trust your approach, trust your preparation, and feed off of one another. I think that Halo does such a great job putting together a quality squad of quality people and quality softball players too. So just feeding off of each other's energy and bringing confidence.
And we heard you mic'd up earlier talking about how your pick to click was going to be Kaylee Clifton, and I spoke with Haley McCleney before the game, and that was also her pick to click this weekend. So what is it that you guys are seeing out of Kaylee Clifton that leads you to believe that she's going to have a breakout weekend?
Well, I think Kaylee is just so consistent no matter what. So you can't tell if Cece's hitting 500 or if she's not. And so she's super infectious to be around. She's super consistent, and she looked really good at practice this week. So really pumped about her being our shortstop.
Hey, you're playing defense behind Danielle O'Toole, who's up to a nice start.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that she's going to step away from the game at the end of the season.
Yeah.
What's it been like to be around Danielle O'Toole? Obviously, you were with the team or with this organization last year. What's it been like to be around Danielle O'Toole for 2 seasons now?
She's been so much fun to get to know. Super proud to be her teammate, but more proud to be her friend. She's an amazing human who's given so much to the game. And I know she's really content with this part of her life, finishing and what she's accomplished, how she should be. She's been amazing on the field and has accomplished so much, but she's done so much for the people around her and her friendships. I just can't say enough about how awesome she is, how weird she is, but that's what makes her so great, and that's why I love her. So I'm really thankful that AU has brought me a friend like her and that we've gotten so close, because we have gotten a lot closer the last couple years, which is really cool.
And she's in quite the battle right now with Savannah Jaquish. And I know you being a lefty, you're out in left field, but I want you to put your pitcher's cap on. Where would you be throwing Jaquish here?
Hit her. I'm just kidding. But seriously, she can hit everything. So whatever that was, I guess we go there until she proves us wrong. But SJ can really hit anything. So I was like, if you miss, I guess you got to hit her, because she really creates so much space with her body and makes any pitch just such a hittable pitch. I feel like she can hit any pitch out. I'm like, she's so hard to get out. She's so freaking good at softball. It's like I'm always on my heels out here when SJ's up.
One thing that I really love about this league is getting an opportunity to talk to hitters like yourself and talk to hitters like Savannah Jaquish. Is there anything in particular that you've learned from some of the other athletes in this league that you're going to take into your game?
I feel like more has helped me on the coaching side than my personal athlete self, because I feel like everyone comes in and is pretty confident in what they do, and yeah, they might take something here and there, but pretty confident. But it's so cool to see how dedicated everyone is to their craft and how so many people do different things but are such great hitters. That's my favorite part about hitting, is like it doesn't have to look a certain way. Like everyone does something totally different and is super successful. So I love watching people get after it and hearing their thought process and what they do during BP or adjustments at the plate, all of those things.
Well, Amanda, thank you for sharing some time with us, and we look forward to watching you bat. You're leading off when you guys get to the dugout. Yeah. Off the wall. Edwards is going to have the longest single of her season.
Good job, Shannon.
Edwards is on at first with 1 out. Goodbye, Amanda. We'll talk to you later, okay?
Bye, you guys.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on. Go
Thank you,
Orange.
Amanda.
Taylor Edwards hit it so hard, and the ball ricocheted off the fence so quickly, only gets a single.
Great job of extension on this outside pitch. Again, as a right-handed batter, when you're going after these outside pitches, a lot of players have a tendency to try to pull them to the left side, but Taylor Edwards showing her strength, using her back leg to drive that one out to the right field wall. Nice swing by Edwards here.
Here's Sierra Romero. Like Taylor Edwards in front of him, Sierra Romero is from Southern California. They actually played at the same high school. They both are from Murrieta, California. What a high school team that must have been. We actually have 4 people who are on the field of play right now that went to the same high school. You got Sierra Romero at the plate. You got Taylor Edwards at first. She's being held on at first by Danielle Gibson, who went to the same high school. And then the facilitator down the third base line is Tatum Edwards, the twin sister of Taylor Edwards.
And now I know from personal experience what it's like to play against Murrieta.
Extra layer.
Yes. Now, I was too old to play with Sierra and Danielle, but I played with against Taylor and Tatum, and I can say that they definitely beat us, unfortunately. I hate to admit that, but they did.
Well, they were of national renown. Everyone knew about them as a high school team. Off the thumbs into left field, and Lorenz makes the play, 2 down.
My high school coach, when we went to play Murrieta, she asked me, how do we throw to Taylor Edwards? And I said, you just don't pitch to her. And we pitched to her, and she went yard on a changeup. But hey, that's what she does. She hits the ball hard no matter what level she's at, been competing for a long time. I just get the feeling that she's just having so much fun playing here at Athletes Unlimited with her twin sister, Tatum Edwards, finally being on the same team as a facilitator this week.
Here's Sis Bates, shows bunt, bunts it foul. Yeah, one of the cool things about Taylor Edwards, who's at first base right now with 2 outs, is she loves to fish. Just likes to hang out with a fishing pole and drop her line into the water. If you actually happen to be at a fishing hole with her and you want to make conversation with Taylor Edwards, you can ask her about some of the best pitchers in the world because she's caught them. She's caught internationally, she's played professionally forever. She has caught Kat Osterman, she has caught Monica Abbott, she's caught all these great pitchers here with AU. Just wonderful stories to tell. And Danielle O'Toole is through another shutout inning. She's been dynamic ever since that first inning home run. Another inning up for grabs when we come back. Speeding along, we've made it now to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 1-0 lead, Team Jaquish over Team McCleney. And we are proud now to spend a couple of minutes with Steve Glickman. He is the president of Aspiration Global. Aspiration has been a partner with Athletes Unlimited for all 3 years now. And Steve, thank you for joining us and spending some time. I want to ask you, what message do you think Athletes Unlimited is sending to the sports world by becoming carbon neutral?
Well, first let me say it's just awesome to be here with you today. Aspiration has had a big focus on sustainability in sports because of the immense influence that athletes have on men and women around the world, and we couldn't be more proud of our partnership with Athletes Unlimited to invest in female athletes and the planet. And it's because this impact is global. Women's sports doesn't only speak to Americans, it speaks to young men and women in countries all over the place. And our reforestation programs that we work on together rebuild forests in Africa, in South America, in Southeast Asia, and those reforestation projects provide good paying jobs in communities, mostly to young women. So it's just a reminder how interconnected the world has become, which is important because to address climate change together, it's really a global challenge.
And Steve, how will Aspiration help Athletes Unlimited become carbon neutral?
Well, this is a really exciting partnership for us. We, like a lot of our partners, we're working together with Athletes Unlimited first and foremost to understand your carbon footprint. And we just completed a evaluation of the league's electricity and natural gas emissions across every sport. And now that we understand those emissions, we're crafting together a reforestation program that engages your fans, such as incorporating planet protection into every ticket sold at an Athletes Unlimited game. And then those contributions from those ticket sales are funding these carbon removal projects, these tree planting projects we're doing in places like Africa.
And we're watching all of these runs being scored so far this season, and I'm just curious, what was the inspiration behind the Aspiration Round the Bases program during the softball season?
Yeah. So the Round the Bases program is a really cool program. It plants 10 trees for every run scored in an Athletes Unlimited softball game. That's every game, all season long. We've done this in other sports as well. It started with our Trees for Threes program that we ran during the basketball season. We've done something similar in volleyball and lacrosse. And those trees really add up. So far together, we've planted over 12,000 trees with Athletes Unlimited. And that's a lot of impact because every tree we plant together removes 1 ton of carbon from the air. So that means together we've removed 12,000 tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
Fantastic stuff. Steve, thank you for spending some time with us, and thank you for being such a significant part with Athletes Unlimited over the years.
Thanks so much for having us.
Cool stuff. Steve Clifton, President, Aspiration Global, joining us. That's some big numbers right there.
That's pretty incredible, too, just to hear about the science and the process behind it, but just to know that this league is so great for so many different ways, but the fact that it's giving back to the environment is just another way that Athletes Unlimited really stands out.
Here's Amanda Lorenz, 30 points on the line here in this bottom of the 4th inning. We had that 1 run in the 1st inning, solo homer by Savannah Jaquish, and nothing but zeros since. Great opportunity for Team McCleney as they have 3, 4, and 5. Lorenz, Rhodes, and Fisher batting against Haley Wagner. Wagner's 2-2. Into center field, carrying. Oh, what a catch made by Zirkle. That ball almost got over her head. Out number 1 with an exclamation point next to it.
Lorenz with the line drive out to center field, but the defense by Morgan Zirkle, we know the wind is whipping out there in the outfield, but she tracks this one all the way back to the wall, jumps up right at the last minute and snags it. A really nice defensive play by Morgan Zirkle.
That's a big out number 1. Shannon Rhodes next in line. Rhodes had a good at bat first time up, saw everything that Wagner had to offer, and eventually bounced out to the second baseman to end the 1st. Off-speed pitch, a thing of beauty. 50 mile an hour. And Rhodes just can't pull the trigger. To left. This one's got a chance. It's gone! A homer! Shannon Rhodes! And what a huge point total that's going to be for her. A 70-point swing of the bat for Shannon Rhodes.
You could tell on the pitch before, after watching that changeup go by for a strike, she wanted another crack at that off-speed pitch. The very next pitch, Haley Wagner comes back with the off-speed a little bit lower in the zone. You can see the location right here, about knee-high dropping down in the zone, but look at how she uses her back leg to get underneath that ball and drive it over the left field wall. Shannon Rhodes just getting hot at the right time.
And that's right where Amanda Lorenz said there's a wind tunnel. So that one swing of the bat by Shannon Rhodes gives her 70 points in the ball game, 40 for the homer, and they win the combination of the 2nd, the 3rd, and now the 4th inning because of the rollover effect. So 70 points with one swing of the bat for the smiling Shannon Rhodes.
Now, I was just thinking, too, after she threw that strike that she watched go by for strike 1 in that at-bat, with somebody like Haley Wagner in the circle that's so well known for her off-speed pitch, when were we going to see a hitter go up there looking to attack the off-speed? Wagner tried to come in there with the back-to-back changeups, and Shannon Rhodes sent that one for a ride. And another scouting report that goes out on pitchers too is if they will throw those changeups back-to-back, because there's a lot of pitchers that like to just throw one and then go to something hard, but Haley Wagner is one of those pitchers that will throw them back-to-back-to-back.
Check swing base hit for Sam Fisher. That wasn't her normal ferocious cut. Almost a 75% swing, but she serves it into center field.
Sometimes you just adjust to what you're seeing out of the hand of the pitcher, and that's where Sam Fisher's veteran experience comes to her advantage here. A pitch low in the zone. She knows that she doesn't have the right legs underneath it to lift it out of the park, so she's just going to do whatever she can to drop this one out into center field for a base hit, and does exactly that to extend this inning.
So Haley Wagner's going to be lifted. Haley Wagner was just slicing and dicing, and now she's going to be lifted for the rookie Peyton St. George. We'll take a timeout. Tell you about the right-hander from Duke in a moment.
Hey Tatum, can you explain to us the difference between a coach and a facilitator?
A facilitator, the captain is really telling us what they want, and we're kind of giving them our opinion on it. They're playing, so we kind of have to give them, hey, this is what you wanted to do before the game, and so we kind of have to talk through that as their mind is in the game. This week, I'm actually with Taylor, so I'm super excited about that. This is our first time.
Finally! It feels like such a relief. Even though she's a facilitator and she's not playing, I feel so challenged, and that inner twin connection thing, I'm like, oh, I don't like this when we're apart.
I'm super excited to be with Taylor this week.
Now we're together and I'm so freaking stoked, and she's just my best friend, and so I'm so glad we're on the same side.
That was so beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you guys together. Good luck.
Thank you.
The Edwards sisters. New pitcher for Taylor Edwards to catch. That's Tatum Edwards, the facilitator this week. It's the first time all season long they've actually been facilitator and player on the same team. Here's Peyton St. George, former Duke Blue Devil, just graduated this past spring. She's had some high moments so far this season as a pro.
Well, I like this move too, because she's coming in throwing completely different than what we saw out of Wagner. She's coming from the right side, high velocity, a lot of upspin on her pitches. She's got a really strong, effective changeup too. I'm looking for her to really change planes with that rise ball. Throw it high up in the zone, throw it a little bit lower too, to try to see if she can get some swings and misses to get out of this inning.
So a run already this inning. The Shannon Rhodes homer has tied the game at 1 apiece. Fisher singles, so we got a runner on at first, 1 out, and Mia Davidson will bat. Davidson just missed her first time up. Scorched a line drive that was caught by the center fielder Zirkle. Rookie matchup, St. George and Davidson. Ball got away from Edwards, not far enough.
Surprised Sam Fisher didn't try to take second base on that one by her reaction. I think just because of that slight hesitation, she decided to stay at 1, but wish she would have taken a harder step towards second base.
St. George's first 2 pitches have both missed. Peyton St. George played collegiately in the state of North Carolina, played at Duke. She's pitching to Mia Davidson, one of the best to ever play high school ball in the state of North Carolina. 2-time state player of the year, Mia Davidson. Got out of the state though, played collegiately at Mississippi State, where she became the SEC's all-time leader in homers. She draws the walk. That's the 8th walk drawn by Davidson on the season. Look at this, tallest pitchers this year. You got 1, 2, 3, you got 6 5'10" or taller.
Now you can see Peyton St. George listed at 5'10". I was listening to Danielle Laurie last week talk about how she was surprised that Sydney Littlejohn-Watkins was as tall as she is, and she's somebody that is well known for that dynamic curveball she gets underneath, and it's because of the long levers that she has. And I guess I wasn't surprised that she was as tall as she is because I played against her being in the SEC. But a lot of tall pitchers out here in Athletes Unlimited, as well as some that aren't as tall in stature.
Gibson serves it to center field. Fisher will be stopped at third. Gibson gets herself a base hit. Fisher upset, didn't get a great read, and has to play station to station.
Another nice swing by Danielle Gibson, just coming on really strong as this Athletes Unlimited season goes on. Look at the way that she stays on that outside pitch, lets go of her bat, and drops it out into center field. It's a fantastic piece of hitting. One of the prettiest swings that you're going to see is by Danielle Gibson.
Well, here comes Amanda Lorenz's pick to click. CC, Kaylee Clifton will bat with the bases full. Game's right in front of her with an opportunity to make a difference. And it looks like the facilitator, we're going to make a change. I think maybe Rachel Garcia is going to come in to pitch.
Well, I'm wondering if they're bringing in Courtney Gano here to play first base, possibly to allow Rachel Garcia to go down into the bullpen. I think that's what we're seeing here.
Okay, so Gano, who had been in the game as the DP, she will now play first base, and Garcia will leave the game, and we're thinking she's going to go down that right field line and get the arm loose. We've got another game coming your way after this one. Team Ulipola against Team Chidester. This one's getting interesting right now. Yep. There's Garcia. Gonna try and get loose in a hurry. Game hanging in the balance here. Infield is in all the way around for Clifton. The inning has already been won for Team McCleney. They knew they were going to win the inning when Shannon Rhodes hit the homer, but now they're trying to take the lead in the game. You got Fisher on at third, Davidson at second, Gibson at first. Popped up, will it be playable? Edwards just can't get there. Oh my. That would have been a big out.
That was almost a wonderful play by Taylor Edwards. You can see just how quickly she gets up and out of the squat. Dives, just can't reach that one. So close to making a phenomenal play.
And now some personal maintenance going on here. Sis Bates has something in her eye. I think it's either an eyelash situation or a contact situation, but that's what captains are for, right? Savannah Jaquish.
To say, captains make the lineup, they draft the teams, but they also help you out when you've got an eyelash or a contact that goes awry during the game.
All right, big pitch here. Peyton St. George would love the strikeout. Got her! Second time in as many innings that Kaylee Clifton has been called out on strikes.
Almost the exact same location, and both at bats too called for strike three. One from a lefty, this one from the righty, St. George. It's a curveball that just clips the outside part of that strike zone. It's a good looking pitch by the rookie.
And now the defense can exhale just a little bit. 2 outs, Sachel Palacios, a mighty swing and miss.
Sachel, no stranger to bases loaded situations. Hit a grand slam in the AUX season out in San Diego back in June.
Palacios popped to the pitcher her first time up. This is her first look at Peyton St. George. One and two. So St. George came on, walked Davidson, allowed the single to Gibson, but has since struck out Clifton and is one pitch away from retiring Palacios and getting back into that dugout. Ooh, begging for a strike, but it's outside. 2 and 2. All right, this is the pitch here. St. George doesn't want to go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not with the bases loaded. Swing and a miss. What a job by Peyton St. George. Walks the tightrope but doesn't fall down.
How about the rookie getting her team out of a jam, but ultimately it's Team McCleney that gets a bunch of ending points with this swing off the bat of Shannon Rhodes. 30 team points for Team McCleney.
We've made it to the top of the 5th inning. It's a 1-1 tie. Team Jaquish, Team McCleney. Let's go down and see where Key Michael is. Key, what's going on?
I'm here. I'm right here. And Rick Fisher is with me, as well as Aaron And I interviewed you at AUX. I feel like it was one of our best interviews ever.
Yeah, I hope so. That was fun.
One of the fun things about AU is that a lot of the players know each other from before. Sam's maid of honor is going to be Chiddy. Her maid of honor was Chiddy, and Chiddy's matron of honor will be Sam.
Will be Sam, yes, next year. Yeah.
How did they meet?
They met in 2012 at the Team USA tryout in Ohio. They both tried out and made the team, and they've been friends ever since.
And everything went well. So it's a success story because they have a couple of medals, right? Thanks to it.
Yeah.
A couple of U.S.
Chiddy's been in the Olympics last year, but they played in World Cups, World Championships, and played together for, I think, 4 or 5 years on USA.
And Sam, in addition to being awesome at softball, is an avid reader. On her Instagram, she has an entire profile section dedicated to books. She has 60 books on there, hard copy, actual books, and when she loans them out, she's got a list of who she loans them to and where they go.
Yeah, she's had some over the years not be returned, but but I'm sure she does keep track of who borrows her books.
And what's her favorite book, do you think?
Oh gosh, probably the Anne Frank story.
It's a good one.
Or the Harry Potter series.
Classic. Well, thank you so much for being on the broadcast, and I'm sure we'll catch you again sometime later in the season or next season.
Right.
It's a tradition now.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. You remember that interview out in San Diego with AUX, and yeah, you can tell where Sam Fisher gets her personality from.
He's such a wonderful human being, too, as well as Sam Fisher, but he's somebody, of course, that I'm familiar with, having grown up in the same area as Sam Fisher did, playing against each other, high school ball. I feel like this broadcast, we're bringing back a lot of high school memories. Even Sam and I reminisced on some high school memories playing against each other back in the day. One of the big reasons why she chose to go to Loyola Marymount University was to be close to home so that her family could come to a lot of her games, and that's exactly what her father Rick did and is continuing to do now that she's in the professional ranks.
It's been a whirlwind for Rachel Garcia in the last 15 minutes. She was playing first base. She got lifted to go to the bullpen to try and get loose. Now she has to go back to the dugout, take some swings. She's been everywhere. Lifts this one foul and out of play. Now the Unlimited Club provides great benefits, including voting on league decisions, interaction with players' signed items, and more. For more information or to join, go to auprosports.com. Danielle O'Toole working against Rachel Garcia. O'Toole has struck out 4. We've got 2 runs in our ball game, both runs coming on solo homers. One by Savannah Jaquish to move her atop our Geico leaderboard. And just moments ago, a homer by Shannon Rhodes to tie the game at 1. Seeing eye base hit through the right side. Wasn't hit particularly hard, but in the absolutely perfect spot. It's a single for Garcia.
I think Garcia used her pitcher experience to her benefit in that at-bat, too, because Danielle O'Toole didn't get the strike called on the pitch before outside, so you got the feeling that she was going to go to a similar location, maybe just bring it a bit more on the plate. And because of that, Garcia went after that outside pitch and drove it through the 3-4 hole for a nice, easy base hit.
And now Garcia will be lifted. And the reason for this is, once again, to allow Garcia to relax a little bit or go back into that bullpen and continue to stretch out that right arm if she's asked to come in.
I don't think she's going to get much relaxing here. I think she's going to get thrown right back into that bullpen to get that arm moving again.
Allison Febri will come on and run. So Febri is on at first with 1 out. Megan Wiggins, the batter. For those with a discerning eye, when we showed you that last shot of Danielle O'Toole in the background, you can see activity on the left field line in the bullpen. Sydney Littlejohn Watkins warming up just in case. After Wiggins, Danielle O'Toole will be going through the lineup for the third time, which is becoming rarer and rarer in today's game.
I believe it's been just Danielle O'Toole and Rachel Garcia, the only two pitchers that have thrown a complete game here in this Athletes Unlimited season. I think it's just because of how good these offenses are, how good they are at making adjustments. And one of the reasons why I think Danielle O'Toole has been a pitcher that's been able to throw a complete game is because she can change her game plan from batter to batter. One batter, she might throw a heavy dose of changeups. Another batter, she's going to work north and south in the zone with a rise ball, drop ball combination. The next one, work a little bit more east and west with the curveball to both sides of the plate. That one, that off-speed pitch, again, is a difference maker. When that pitch is moving both down and away from these lefty batters, it is tough for them to make good contact on.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
Good at bat here by Megan Wiggins. I think this one might have fouled off of her front foot or a back foot. It got her back foot. I always like to get back in the box and pretend it didn't just hit my foot, because I didn't want to give the pitcher any satisfaction that that hurt at all.
Yeah, Megan's that type of player. Tougher than walrus gristle. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now Wiggins, maybe smarting a bit, asks for time. The great Megan Wiggins. Been a pro for over a decade. Oh my goodness, did she do it again?
I think she fouled it off of her back leg again. Taking another look at it here. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Off that back leg.
There's no way she's going to do that 3 consecutive times. Oh my goodness. You won't see that all season long, and we've seen it 2 consecutive pitches. Another 3-2. Right back to O'Toole. Could be a double play. Not in time on to first. Wiggins replaces Febri at first base.
Center fielder, number 18.
Tough battle there between O'Toole and Wiggins. Hot shot right back to her, and look at how quickly Danielle O'Toole turns to fire to second base. That's all about the pre-pitch thought, knowing if you get the ground ball hit back to you, where are you going with the ball? She knew immediately she was going to try to turn 2 on it, but Megan Wiggins with just too much wheels going down that first base line.
Okay, so back to the top of the lineup. Morgan Zirkle will face O'Toole for the 3rd time. Off the end of the bat, truly. Fisher in time, and the side is retired. So Danielle O'Toole works her on that 1-out base hit. To the bottom of the 5th we go. We're tied at 1.
My favorite pitch, usually I would say rise ball, but in the past few years I've developed an off-speed rise ball. I think it just brings like a whole new level to my toolbox of pitches and my game. Kind of building off the changeup and the rise ball, kind of right in between there with speeds. And it's definitely been cool to see, like, obviously when you go through college for 5 years and then professional, there's so much film on you as a pitcher. So I feel like I've always had to find ways to evolve my game and kind of change things.
The rookie Peyton St. George evolving in front of our eyes. She came out of the pen an inning ago, and after giving up a walk and a single, struck out back-to-back batters.
It's a tough situation for anybody to be put in, but especially a rookie in this league. Going up against Kaylee Clifton, goes with the curveball outside, gets her looking, and then goes with the rise ball up and away to Sachelle Palacios to get her team out of a big jam.
Peyton St. George now will face the top 3 in the order for Team McCleney with an inning win on the line. Should Team McCleney score just 1 run, everyone on their team will win the inning and get 10 points. That's another broken bat. I think the top of the bat flew off, and McCleney is out number 1. Seen a bunch of that this year.
Yeah, it looked like she hit that one off the end of the bat, and the cap flew off.
Okay, not a broken bat, but just, did that affect how well the ball was hit when the cap flew off?
I don't think so. I think that this one was hit so far off the end of the bat, and you can just see it's on the very end, maybe the last inch or two of that barrel.
I remember back when I was younger, there used to be thought that you could cork a bat with sticking tennis balls inside of an aluminum bat.
How did that work out for you?
That was always kind of like the Sasquatch, the legend, that you could do it somehow. Look at that base hit by Aubrey Leach. Man, is she amazing. Just a magician with a wand in her hand. Serves that little soft liner over the head of Sis Bates for a one-out hit.
She has such good barrel control. And this one, she just lifts out into center field, just a little bit of a blooper. But she's one of those left-handed batters that I always try to put myself in a shortstop mindset when I'm watching these lefty batters, see how quickly I can read what they're going to do, whether it be a bunt, a slap, or a base hit. And Aubrey Leach does such a good job at hiding what she's going to do, and you know that the defenses are going through that thought process too.
Leach is now 2 for 3. Here's Amanda Lorenz. Lorenz, a deep drive to center field that was caught by Zirkle an inning ago. Swatted down the left field line, playable. Catch made by Nichols.
Right fielder, number 6.
A couple of hard line drives off the bat of Amanda Lorenz that have just gone right to outfielders. Her last at bat, that nice catch made by Morgan Zirkle in center field, and that one just straight to Bubba Nichols out and left.
All right, look out. Shannon Rhodes has been channeling her inner Crystal Bustos as of late. Her last 5 plate appearances, she has 3 homers. And that was a confident swing. Just missed. Batting average is now .406. 13 hits in 32 at-bats for Shannon Rhodes. She's batting with a sense of joy. Look at that face. A lot of times you just see total stoic concentration, but Shannon Rhodes is smiling knowing that she's locked in. That's amazing. Is Taylor Edwards talking to her? Why is it looks like she's laughing?
She must be maybe cracking a couple of jokes back there. Who knows? Trying to throw her off her game. I was not much of a smiler up at the plate. I don't think I ever smiled when I got into the box.
You smiled when you left the box because more often than not you got yourself an extra base hit. I remember those Madison Shipman days.
I smile a lot now in the booth getting to talk about athletes like we have here in Rosemont.
Shannon Rhodes has a chance to do something that you did 8 seasons ago. She's got a chance to be Rookie of the Year. You were Rookie of the Year your first year pro ball, National Pro Fast Pitch, 2014.
Well, the way she's swinging it, I think she has a really good shot at that. Half of the hits she had in San Diego and AUX were home runs, and she just seems to have a thing for the long ball, and here it is, the home run that we saw earlier in this ball game. It's an off-speed pitch coming out of the hand of Haley Wagner. She went down and got it with her back leg. She's so strong and so compact in her swing, and she learns in her at-bats too. We had talked about how she watched the changeup go by for a strike the pitch before, went right back to it on the next one, and she drove it out of the yard.
291 feet. Over the head of St. George, Sis Bates, right where she needs to be. Side is retired. We're having fun here in the village of Rosemont. It's a really good ball game. Starting off our weekend with a pitcher's duel, 1-1 score as we play inning number 6. We've got more games coming your way all weekend long. We've got 2 tomorrow afternoon. Both of them you can find on ESPN2, 2 Eastern Time, Team Chidester, Team McCleney, 4:30 Eastern Time, Team Jaquish. going to take on Team Mulipola. And there is one of the all-time greats, one of my favorites, Amanda Chidester, yet again a captain. She will be leading her team later on this evening against Team Mulipola. And Amanda, you got a big smile on your face. How's your week been?
It's been great. It's a great week. I was just telling Gwen, my mom asked me, she goes, will you please go sit in that chair chat? I'm like, Mom, I'm not going to do it. It's a distraction in the game. And she's like, please. I was like, okay, here's my moment. No one's in the chair chat, and I'm not in the game yet. Go peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, is that the food of champions?
This is the team name. Peanut butter and jelly time. You know the song? Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. That one?
I was going to say, I think we're going to have that on a loop now because you do it so well.
I think this is the home run food.
Speaking of home runs, you're just swinging the bat so well. What is your mindset when you step up to the plate? I know it might vary depending on what pitcher that you're facing, but is there anything consistently that you tell yourself or that's going through your mind when you step into the batter's box?
Yes, breathe. I'm an aggressive hitter, and I get into trouble when I swing at balls and I go get the ball. So it takes a lot for me just to stay calm, stick with my plan, just see ball and breathe, and that's kind of just stay relaxed up there. It's been kind of my focus, and it's been helping a lot.
The pitchers that we see in this league typically have a really good off-speed pitch, but on the flip side, as hitters, I think we've seen you go yard on some off-speed pitches this year. So has that been definitely a game plan for you coming into this season, is to attack that off-speed?
Yeah, I love hitting the off-speed pitch, and I'm going to see it, right? Like a lot of people like throwing me out, and they like throwing out the off-speed, so I can sit both those pitches. So that's, 2-3 pitches versus just trying to sit in. That's one pitch. So don't tell my secrets. Hopefully no one's watching this. But yeah, it's funny because, nice.
Into right field. Go. Catch made by Shannon Rhodes. One down. Bubba Nichols retired.
Charlotte Morgan's our facilitator. She's like, I hope you could crush the changeup today, because I practice it a lot in practice. And I was like, Charlotte, I think 3 of my 5 home runs have been off changeups.
I think that's a great lesson, because I think a lot of times as young athletes, they tend to shy away from wanting to swing at the off-speed pitches. But I love the aggressive mindset that you've had. And speaking of mindsets, coming into this week, is there anything in particular that you're telling your team to come out with some team wins this weekend?
Yeah, let's play the game like every inning, like every pitch. I think that, when there's just so many great players out here, and when people start dropping bombs, or maybe there's a missed call, or different things happen out of our control, we kind of get lost and we get caught up with our emotions in it. And it's like one pitch at a time, like forget it and let's get it back this next one, and just play clean softball. So I think that's our goal as a team, is to go out there and like noticeably be that team that's like, dang, they're making the plays and they're bouncing back, or whatever that is. I just want clean and like competitive, energetic softball out there. So
Savannah Jaquish batting against Danielle O'Toole. All right, Chidi, one of the things that I love is the fact that you've committed to the pro game, you've committed to the international game, you've played for a long time. So there's a whole generation of players right now who look up to you and modeling their game after you. But I want to ask, when you were growing up, you're a Detroit native. What was it like? Who did you try to emulate? Who are your heroes?
Get it.
Sam Fisher can't make the play. I think that would have been an out, but O'Toole knocked it down, and it'll be an infield base hit for Jaquish. All right, so I gave you a little bit extra time there, Chitty.
No, I have the answer. So I grew up in Michigan fan. Jessica Merchant, I loved watching her play shortstop. She was just in every pitch. She was energetic. She wore an armband, so I wanted to wear an armband. But just what she brought to Michigan softball, I wanted to be that name that played at Michigan softball, like Jessica Merchant was. So.
Jessica Merchant, Jenny Ritter, man, those are some great teams. You guys have always just done magic in Ann Arbor over the years.
Yes, great. I mean, Hutch and Bonnie and Biggie, they're top of the line. The more I've played over these years, the more I realize how special it was to have them as coaches in college. They are who they are, and they walk the walk, and they're not. They are the example, and they do a great job.
Popped up, it's going to be playable. Aubrey Leach makes the play. And Chitty, my last question to you, and this is my goal, not a question, just a statement. My goal is at some point they're going to name a sandwich after you at Zingerman's. Can we do that? Can we make that happen?
That would be awesome. Yeah, we'll have to talk to someone about that.
All right, enjoy watching you play this year, and keep on having a phenomenal final season, Amanda, okay?
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. There you go, Mom. I did it. I'm in the chair chat. Thanks, guys.
The great, the wonderful Amanda Chidester. We'll see her in action later today. She'll lead her squad against Team Mulipola in our second game. But folks, Don't go anywhere. Right now, we got a great one. We've got Sierra Romero batting, another former Michigan Wolverine. Go blue. 2 outs, runner on at first. Romero takes a called strike. She's down in the count 0-2. Jaquish on at first, 2 down. We've had a lot of action on the base paths considering it's a 1-1 game. It's the top of the 6th inning, which means we've now played 11 half innings. And in 9 of the 11 half innings, we've had at least 1 base runner.
I think you got to tip your cap to these pitchers, too, when they found themselves into jams. They've been able to get themselves out of it. The only 2 runs scored in this game via the home run ball.
Right back to O'Toole. And the side is retired. Danielle O'Toole, how do you do? We've made it to the bottom of the 6th inning, a 1-1 tie in Rosemont.
Our Geico defensive play of the game comes off of the bat of Amanda Lorenz to Morgan Zirkle out in center field, tracking this one a long way, catching it right at the wall. Robin, a base hit from Lorenz. That's our Geico defensive play of the game.
So if Amanda hit it to Zirkle, that would be a play from A to Z, right? I love it. Bottom of the 6th inning, 1-1 tie. We've got inning points on the line. We have got a chance to make a difference. Sam Fisher leads things off. It'll be Fisher, Davidson, and Gibson batting against Peyton St. George. Fisher singled her last time up, was stranded at third. That's when Peyton St. George left the bases loaded by striking out Clifton and Palacios. 20 inning points on the line. No score in that 5th inning, so that inning rolled over here to the 6th. It's actually getting pretty late, guys. If Team McCleney could score a run here, not only would they win 20 points for winning the last 2 innings, but also they would be 3 outs away from winning a ball game.
We just have not seen that many pitchers duels throughout this season. Typically, it's the hitters running up the score. We see a lot of pitching changes throughout these ball games. Like I said, you just got to tip your cap to these pitchers and the job that they have done. Maybe make one mistake, but immediately adjust the very next batter. Make an adjustment to the strike zone or to the batter specifically and get their team out of the jam.
St. George trying to paint that outside port of the strike zone. Doesn't get the call. 2-2 to Fisher. Fisher looks locked in. Oh, St. George strikes her out. That's the 3rd strikeout for St. George since coming into the ball game.
Throughout that at-bat, you got the feeling that Sam Fisher's game plan was to see the ball down, lay off of the rise ball, but in the 2-strike count, she goes after this pitch up and out of the zone. Sam Fisher and I both share a love for rise balls, especially ones that are up there like that. Unfortunately, Peyton St. George got the better of her in that at-bat.
Rookie versus rookie. Mia Davidson grabs a bat from Hillsborough, North Carolina. Hillsborough, North Carolina, in between Durham, which is where Peyton St. George played collegiately too. It's in between Durham and Greensboro. It's hometown of Mia Davidson. Lashed down the left field line. That's a base hit. Nichols gets it quickly back to the infield. Oh, Davidson fell down and is able to get back to the bag at first. Took a wide turn and blew a tire.
Pitch low in the zone, gets a bit jammed up on it, but her hands are so quick on the inside pitch. Just slips a little bit and crawls back safely into first base. You got to keep it light out there. Keep it light, have fun. That's what Athletes Unlimited's all about.
Yeah, we've seen Davidson all season long. She runs well. She's going to stay in the ball game and run for herself. That's a very important runner. If she scores, it's worth 20 points for everyone on Team McCleney, and Team McCleney would take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th.
I'll be interested to see how Peyton St. George throws to Danielle Gibson too, because Danielle Gibson hits the rise ball very, very well, and already to start off this at-bat, she went with the off-speed pitch. Goes with the screwball away. I remember back in that AUX season in San Diego, hit 2 home runs in the same game off of rise balls that were about shoulder height and above. She just does such a good job of getting her barrel up to those pitches.
Just taking a glance down into that bullpen for Team Jaquish. There's no one throwing. Now, Rachel Garcia had thrown, so she's probably close to being ready. Right now, it's the Peyton St. George show. Beautiful pitch. Good job.
You can see already throughout this at-bat again, keeping the ball low in the zone because they know that Gibson's looking for something elevated. She wants to get her barrel underneath something to drive it out of the yard.
Softly hit. Sis Bates makes the play. What range?
It's a great read off the bat by Sis Bates. A pitch low and away, so she knows that this ball's not going to get hit extremely hard. Turns back and just sprints out towards left field. That first drop step with her right foot, eyes on the ball the entire time, and just sprints back, gets back there. It makes that play look very easy.
That is a huge second out. Another opportunity for Clifton. 2 outs, runner on at first base, 20 points on the line with an inning win a possibility for Team McCleney. Clifton has struck out twice, both times looking.
Both pitches outside too, so if I'm Kaylee Clifton in this at-bat, I'm going up there hunting an outside pitch, knowing that these pitchers were successful in that location the last 2 times.
Popped up. Will it be playable? Jaquish can't haul it in. And the at-bat continues for Clifton.
That pitch was on a 2-0 count. Clifton very aggressive. Inside, got jammed up, and Jaquish gave it her best effort, but just not able to come up with it.
They've gotten a rope burn. Inning continues for Clifton. What can she do with second life? Picked out of the dirt by Edwards. 3-1. You can see behind Clifton, that's Nadia Taylor grabbing a bat and getting loose. Cece's done it! The pick to click, Kaylee Clifton, a huge homer, her first of the year. Amanda Lorenz is brilliant. She called it before the game even started. What a huge homer for Clifton.
Everybody on Team McCleney manifesting that Kaylee Clifton was going to have a breakout weekend here in week 4, and she comes up huge with this swing. A pitch left right down Main Street. She got all of it. The entire team fired up. Haley McCleney giving a fist bump because they know just how hard Kaylee Clifton has worked day in and day out. And with that swing right there, all that hard work pays off.
Speaking of hard, that may have been the hardest hit homer we've seen all season long. 78.7 miles per hour off the bat.
That one's a hot shot, 309 feet. That ball traveled.
Like it was shot out of a cannon. What a special moment for Kaylee Clifton. What a special moment for one of the grinders in this league for the last 3 years. Slow start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Here's Nadia Taylor. Big blow in the inning. Dean McCleney is now just 3 outs away from picking up a W. And if you think about it, they lost the first inning. Team Jaquish won the first inning. But unless Team Jaquish can do something in the 7th inning, Team McCleney's going to sweep the remaining innings.
Talk about over and over again how important those inning win points, how important the team win points are to jump up on the leaderboard. Very rarely do we see pitchers duels in this league, but here, Team McCleney taking full advantage of it.
For every run scored this season, Aspiration's planting 10 trees, and wow, entering week 4 already close to 2,000. I just want to take you back, folks. Remember, and I'm not saying Savannah Jaquish should have made the play. I think she couldn't. But she was about 2 inches away from catching a foul ball, which would have retired Clifton and ended the inning.
Yeah, she got new life on that one, just barely tipping out of the glove of Savannah Jaquish. And like we said, she didn't have any more room. No. There was nowhere else for her to go on that foul ball. She gave it her best effort, but Kaylee Clifton took full advantage of the fact that she got to see another pitch. Right there, Nadia Taylor with a veteran at bat. 3-2 count, watches that one go by for ball 4 to continue this rally for Team McCleney.
So Nadia Taylor on at first with 2 outs, and this may necessitate a change. Peyton St. George, as good as she was, I'm not sure that she's going to be asked to pitch to Haley McCleney again. And we're going to have a pitching change. Rachel Garcia is going to come in and try and end the 6th inning. So we've got a pitching change. Haley McCleney is getting ready to bat against Rachel Garcia. As we have a moment, let's hear from Haley McCleney.
McCleney at the wall! She is spectacular!
I'm hype. I'm going to bring the energy. I'm going to bring the fun. I'm going to bring the swagger, the intensity, the competitiveness, I think, to play. And I think whenever someone watches me play, you can tell how much fun that I'm having on the field. Like, I'm living my dream. It's the best.
I'm here to tell you, I can tell that she's having fun and living. She plays with that joy. That it's hard not to be a great player when you play with the amount of joy and confidence that she plays with.
I just feel like it radiates throughout the rest of the team. And somebody else whose leadership and mentality, I think, radiates throughout their team is Rachel Garcia, who we're seeing out here in the circle. And she's been fantastic. Another one of the pitchers, one of the 2 pitchers that we've seen throw a complete game here is Rachel Garcia and Danielle O'Toole. She's somebody, again, that throws the ball with really good velocity. She's going to throw it in the high 60s, even touch 70 miles per hour. And she's got great dynamic movement on that curveball and that rise ball combination, along with an off-speed pitch. Just that complete repertoire of pitches is one of the reasons why she's been successful in the pro ranks.
All right, so McCleney steps in. You got Taylor on at first, 2 outs. An inning ago, McCleney made an out with what appears to be the same bat she has now, and the cap of the bat flew off. Maybe a little bit of repair, and she's ready to do damage again with the same wand.
You know, it is interesting, too, because we think of all these teams and these players rotating every single week, but talking to McCleney before this game, she had not had an at-bat off of Rachel this entire season, so this is her very first at-bat off of Rachel Garcia. There were several other players, too, that said that they had not gotten an at-bat off of her as well. Aubrey Leach being another one.
No one in the history of Athletes Unlimited Softball with more hits than Haley McCleney. 55 of them. That is a foul ball.
I think we can hear McCleney saying, I saw chalk. If only the painted turf had the same reaction as the chalk lines on the dirt do. But there she is, keeping it light, always a smile on her face. You can just tell that she's having a good time, even right there having a conversation with the home plate umpire to see if that one would have been called for a strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Good job by Rachel Garcia. First time she faces Haley McCleney here at Athletes Unlimited action, and she strikes her out. She can keep the ball when you do that. But a massive 2-run home run by Clifton.
Clifton was everybody on Team McCleney's pick to click, and she clicked at just the right time, sending that one way over the left field wall and racking up 20 team points for Team McCleney.
Hey, buddy. Maybe one day we'll be on a team together. Oh. Yeah, check that. She's got enough spin. This game is going by fast. Yeah, it is. Let's keep it that way. Yeah, I'm in.
Great stuff from Taylor Edwards, as per usual. She is friends with every single person here in this building and has been for the last 3 years. Folks, you got to pay attention to these end of the games. Earlier today, we were listening in as Amanda Lorenz was having a conversation, and she said, my pick to click. I think Cece's going to have a big game today. Cece being Kaylee Clifton. She was dead on. Clifton a 2-run home run to give Team McCleney a 3-1 lead as we played the 7th.
I'd imagine that that was something that Team McCleney was manifesting this entire week, because I was talking to Haley McCleney and talking to Aubrey Leach before the game, and they all said the same thing. They said that Kaylee Clifton was going to have a fantastic weekend, and already she's off to a great start with that 2-run shot in the 6th.
Sis Bates, her job is to get on by hook or crook. Try and get this inning started with something positive. Danielle O'Toole has been really close to untouchable. She gave up that home run in the first inning to Savannah Jaquish, and since has thrown 5 consecutive shutout innings. And another quality strike. O'Toole has been known to bring home the mail. She is 2 complete games already this season. In her career, she's got 3 complete games. She's 3 outs away from adding to that total. Three balls and 2 strikes, and O'Toole, who has been there and won that, she understands the importance of this pitch. You might as well let Sis Bates hit a home run here. You can't afford to walk her. Give her something to hit. Uh-oh. And now Bates is aboard, and Team Jaquish can tie the ball game with 1 swing of the bat.
It's a really good at-bat by Sis Bates. You know that you're up in the top of the 7th inning, leading it off. You're doing whatever you can to get on base, whether it's a base hit, a walk, anything just to get down to first base. She does exactly that to try to spark this rally for Team Jaquish.
Well, just thinking about possibilities for Team McCleney. The other pitchers this week for Team McCleney, you got Danielle Watson, you got Sydney Littlejohn Watkins.
I think the only other pitcher that we've seen getting loose for Team McCleney was Sydney Littlejohn Watkins a few innings ago. Looks like we might have a little bit more action down in the bullpen currently.
Andrea Filler is the batter, and she flips the first pitch foul. Filler coming off the bench. Northwestern Wildcat.
There's Sydney Littlejohn Watkins going back down to the pin to get loose.
Oh, 0-2 to Filler. .97 pitches thrown by O'Toole. That walk to Bates, her first walk allowed. She's given up 5 hits, 4 singles, and the homer. 2-2. And that goes off the catcher, Palacios. The at-bat continues for Filler.
You know, that one did not feel good. Foul tip, it looked like it hit right above her left knee.
Oh,
man. Catchers have such a tough job, not only having to work with so many different pitchers in this league, but also the foul balls that you just have absolutely no control over where it's going to go. Looks like she's okay getting back down into that squat.
Down the right field line, fair ball, extra bases for Filler. Look at Bates go. She's on her way home. She'll score. It's a triple for Filler.
Pinch hitting is one of the hardest jobs in the game of softball because you have to be ready at any point when your name is called. And Andrea Filler coming up in a really tough spot, knowing that she has to get on base, has to score a run to extend this ball game, goes with this pitch outside down the right field line, and it drops just inside of fair territory. Sis Bates getting on her horse, running all the way around the bases to score and bring this game within one run. But what that one run did is it forces Team McCleney to have to hit in the bottom half of the 7th inning no matter what, because those 10 inning points are on the line.
Sis is gassed. Yeah, the worm has turned here. 3-1 lead has now been whittled down to 3-2. With nobody out, the infield will come in. Rachel Garcia is the batter. They're already assured of playing the 7th inning. Right now, Team Jaquish thinking about being greedy. They want to win the game. That's where the big point total comes from. Two of the best to ever come out of the Pac-12, Danielle O'Toole and Rachel Garcia. Locked up with the game on the line. One and two. Strikeout here would go a long way for O'Toole.
It's a drop ball outside by O'Toole. Got a strike called with the curve the pitch before, and then goes with this one dropping off the table. Gets it called for strike 2.
Garcia squibbed a single her last time up. That was in the 5th inning. Second baseman, the play's at the plate, out at home! Great job by Leach. Oh my goodness. She wasn't even playing that in. She was playing relatively deep and still had enough time to make a good play.
It's almost like because she was playing deep, it baited Filler into trying to take home. You can see where she's playing back behind that runner's lane, gets it to her left, and then looks up and sees she has enough time to fire it home to still get Filler out. It's a great tag by Palacios as well.
Aubrey Leach has had a game. And that play right there may be enough for her to get some MVP points. She's got a couple of hits, and that defensive play was a potential game saver.
Defense wins championships, right? And it's little plays like that, a play that when you look at it, doesn't look like it's that difficult, but again, it's thinking about where you're at, where you're playing, the runners that are on bases. Does a really good job of just throwing the ball home and being able to get her out. And Savannah Jaquish coming in to have a conversation with our home plate umpire.
I think this may be a captain's challenge. Well, don't miss your chance to see the excitement of Athletes Unlimited softball in person right here in Rosemont, and there's still opportunity. We've got the rest of this weekend. We've got next weekend. Tickets are available right now at auprosports.com/tickets. Savannah Jaquish, there's really no reason not to challenge this. Maybe you can find something on video, but the call on the field was out at home.
The out call at the plate a moment ago, currently under video review by the umpiring crew.
And Palacios had the ball before stepping in front of, I guess theoretically you could challenge obstruction, which is when the defense hinders the base runner.
Theoretically, yes, but I still think that Palacios, her whole body is in front of the.
All right, Rachel Palmer, who is our replay official, has her decision. Rachel.
There is no obstruction at the plate. That was what was being challenged. The out stands. The call is confirmed.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so that was, like I said, no one's going to begrudge Savannah Jaquish for trying to challenge, and that would have been a big-time coup if the call had been overturned. But it's not, and it's now the first out, and instead of having a runner on at third, you got a runner on at first. For those of you at home who are confused, obstruction and interference. Obstruction, defense, hinders a base runner. Interference is when the offense hinders the defensive team. Slight difference, but those are the difference between obstruction and interference.
And obstruction has a lot to do with where the defender is set up as the ball is on their way to them. If you're blocking the base path, and right there, I think that the out was made in plenty of time, so I think that the timing aspect of it wasn't a factor because Sasha Palacios had the ball so early compared to when Andrea Filler slid into the base, but also her positioning too. I think that her body was more on the first base side of home plate rather than straddling it to where you're blocking that base path completely. So I totally think it's the right call. I think it was a great defensive play all the way around. Totally agree with Savannah Jaquish trying to throw that challenge out there too, because you never know what's going to be called, especially in a tight game like this.
0-2 to Megan Wiggins. Lifted in the air, shallow left field. Here comes Lorenz, makes the play. 2 down.
Center fielder, number 18, Morgan Zirkle.
Lorenz having to run a long way for that one, but she knows just how much the wind is whipping out there in the outfield, so these balls have a tendency to carry more towards left field. Ran in hard and got that one for out number 2.
All right, so just so everyone's aware, even if Morgan Zirkle is retired and Team McCleney wins this game, we're still going to play the bottom of the 7th. Because Team Jaquish has already scored here in the top of the 7th, we will have inning points on the line. So we still have that 10 points, which is significant, that we'll have to play for in the bottom of the 7th. So even though Team McCleney could win the game right here, we still will play the bottom of the 7th. The whole concept is every single player on every team has to have the exact same amount of opportunities throughout the course of a season. Ball and 2 strikes to Zirkle. Zirkle's got power. A couple of homers.
I feel like throughout this season, we really haven't seen Morgan Zirkle go to the short game a ton. I feel like we've seen her standing in there and swinging away a lot more than we have in previous seasons. Occasionally she'll drop a bunt, but I think she has a ton of confidence in the way that she's swinging the bat. You mentioned the couple of home runs and the power that she has coming from the left side. Looking to try to see if she can drive something into the gap here.
This is that rare 4th at bat in a game against the same pitcher for Zirkle. Garcia, the runner at first. O'Toole strikes out Zirkle. Team McCleney will win the game, but we still have to play the bottom of the 7th. What a play by Aubrey Leach.
Defense wins championships, and right here, Aubrey Leach knew where she was going with the ball before it was even put in play, and a fantastic tag by Sashel Palacios to get that out.
New season, new look, new merch. Be sure to check out all the brand new Athletes Unlimited softball items, including the new Love is Unlimited collection. Go to shop.auprosports.com to purchase yours today. Sierra Romero, loving it. Great look. All right, so this is this unique aspect of Athletes Unlimited softball. The game has been decided. It's going to be a win for Team McCleney, but we're playing for inning points. We've got 10 of them on the line, and Team McCleney's got a chance to be greedy and win 10 more if they can score just one run here in this 7th inning off of Rachel Garcia.
No easy task either. We mentioned that this is actually going to be Aubrey Leach's first at-bat off of Rachel Garcia in this entire season. I was talking to some of these batters. Do you feel as the season goes on, the batters have more of an advantage going up against these pitchers because of how many different looks they get at them? Well, in this case, first look for Aubrey Leach, and we're in week 4 of this season, so here we go.
Now, Aubrey Leach has had maybe the most unique week of anyone associated with Athletes Unlimited. Folks, she's not only a pro softball player, but she is also a professional student. She's in law school right now, and she took classes this week.
Time management has just got to be a big thing for Aubrey Leach, and she even talked about how during the regular season, her days started at 5:30 in the morning, and they didn't end until midnight. Just trying to get all the work in between being a graduate assistant at the University of Tennessee, all of her schoolwork, and training and prepping for this Athletes Unlimited season.
School started this week. Aubrey Leach gonna get her law degree. Man.
She did say that her days don't start as early here because she's not having to juggle the graduate assistant aspect of things here in Rosemont, but I'm sure that those 5:30 a.m. mornings are going to come around very quickly when this season ends.
Leach so far today is 2 for 3, and she's earned her keep defensively with the most significant defensive play of the game. Just a moment ago, top of the 7th inning, runner on at third, nobody out. She was challenged deep at second base. She threw a strike home and got filler. If that throw was off the mark, if it was late, if there's anything wrong, it would have tied the ball game and there would have been nobody out. Leadoff walk for Leach. She's been aboard 3 times. So she's got the 2 singles, that's 20 points, and she's got the walk, which is a +8. So she's plus 28 in terms of stat points. She's going to get a whole bunch of inning points, and she's going to get the 50 points for winning the game, and she may get MVP points.
I was going to say the MVP points for sure for the way that she's performed offensively and that great defensive play too. She would definitely be my vote for one of those MVP spots at the end of this ball game.
Got another one coming your way. Hopefully it's good as this one. Man, this has been fun. Team Mulipola against Team Chidester. Here's Amanda Lorenz. Amanda's biggest contribution was just telling the world that Kaylee Clifton was going to hit a game-winning homer in the 6th inning. Amanda wearing a microphone for us. Why not? She has got maybe the biggest personality of anyone here with Athletes Unlimited. And she was talking to her teammates before the game and saying, I think it's going to be CC who's going to be the big difference maker. CC being Kaylee Clifton. Lorenz has put the ball in play 3 times, nothing to show for it. Robbed by Sis Bates and a ground ball in the 1st inning. Fly out to center and a fly out to left.
taking a big hack at that rise ball up and outside. And a lot of batters, you might think, lose a little bit of confidence getting to a 2-strike count, but I think that Amanda Lorenz feels more comfortable in a 2-strike count than she does in an 0-0 count. She's just so good at fouling off pitches and really making pitchers work.
Team McCleney, all they need is one. If they score 1 run, they will tie this 7th inning, and because they've won everything else, they'll win this 7th inning, and the game will be over. They've already won the game, so it's already a plus 50 for everyone on Team McCleney. Here's your leaderboard, brought to you by Geico. Lorenz doesn't like the call. Burst out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Good location, too. Look at the way that Rachel Garcia is going to turn this ball over like a drop ball. You can see right at the last minute, dropping off the table and also moving away from the lefty Lorenz. It's a good pitch, a tough pitch. They are called for strike 3.
Here's Shannon Rhodes. We have got a combined 5 runs in the ball game with 3 homers. Homer by Savannah Jaquish back in the 1st inning. Solo homer by Shannon Rhodes in the 4th inning. And then that 2-run home run by Kaylee Clifton in the 6th. The only time a run wasn't scored, but it was manufactured, was in the top of the 7th inning, the Cispates walk, and then the triple by Filler. Hey, Garcia's bringing it right now. Back-to-back strikeouts.
When these home plate umpires are giving you a ball off the plate, these pitchers take full advantage of it. It's a great location. I think that's a strike. I think that's a strike that needs to be called in this league, especially with as good as the hitters are. But right there, that pitch just tailing, just clipping the front part of the outside part of that strike zone.
Last hope for Team McCleney with inning points on the line is Sam Fisher. That ball to Fisher snaps a streak of 6 consecutive strikes thrown by Garcia. Humbid. Popped up. Will it be playable? Another game coming your way. Quickly after this one ends, we'll see Team Mulipola and Team Chidester. Here's Sam Fisher's family. Came close to getting that foul ball. There's easier ways to giving your family a ball than trying to hit it to them in foul territory.
You know I'm still hoping for a foul ball up here in the booth. I find myself diving out of the window anytime a ball comes close.
By any chance you ever hit a foul ball that anyone in your family caught?
No.
All the years you playing softball?
No, I don't think
no?
so.
Okay.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Down to second base! Ball game! Leach is thrown out at second and the game is over.
That is the end of
And there's some confusion, but I think that's the ball game. That Leach is out at second. What was the count to Sam Fisher?
Well, we know she hit the foul ball because we were talking about that one. So she had at least 1 strike.
Yeah, I guess there's some concern as to whether or not, I don't know why there would be. I think that maybe Fisher thought that she had walked, and then maybe Leach. All right, well, this is going to be reviewed. Why not? You got to use a captain's challenge. Can't take it with you.
The call on the field was out at second base.
So with that last pitch to Fisher, it would have been a 2-2 count. It's not like Fisher would have walked and they would have allowed Leach to go to second. And Leach is telling anyone who wants to listen that she's safe.
take another look at this tag here. Aubrey Leach diving in. Almost pulls her left hand out of the way, and Sis Bates makes contact with her right arm. The question is did that right hand get into the base? Hard to tell from that angle.
Now the call on the field was out. Is there indisputable video evidence to overturn? And you can see Sam Fisher talking about the count. From that angle, we can't see if the tag was made. But here is Rachel Palmer, our replay official.
We don't have enough video evidence to overturn the call, so we're going to uphold the call of out at second base.
Thank you, Rachel. All right, so that's going to end our ball game. Team McCleney was just hoping to get a run across here in the 7th inning and win the 7th inning, but they don't. So small victory for Team Jaquish. They win the 7th inning. That's a +10 for everyone on their team. But overall, it's going to be a win for Team McCleney, and a big 50 points for winning the game will go to everyone on Team McCleney. So that Geico leaderboard is changing as we speak. We still have a lot of things to be factored in terms of MVPs and all that other stuff. So when we play our second game between Team Mulipola and Team Chidester, everything will be clear as to where the leaderboard is through our first game here in week 4. Man, that's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Don't forget our next game, Athletes Unlimited Championship Softball, is going to follow right here on ESPN Plus in 17 minutes time. 17 minutes. So grab yourself a little bit of something to drink, maybe something to nosh on, and come on back. We've got another one coming your way. Madison Chipman, Key Michael, and myself, we will be here bringing you all the action as we continue to wait for that leaderboard to update.
I hope game 2 was as good as game 1. We had ourselves a little bit of a pitcher's duel. Actually, very rare to see here in Athletes Unlimited, and lots of home run balls, which you know I love to see. I like to see the long ball. I know we hear about the pitchers, but I like to see the long ball here.
All right, that's going to do it. We'll be back in 17 minutes' time. We've got another game, Team Mulipola, Team Chidester. But for now, for Madison Chipman, for Key Michael, I'm Eric Collins saying we'll see you soon.